So, yes, you are most welcome to another exciting review of the 7 habits of highly effective people. And in today's review, we are going to be concluding habit 6, which says synergize. Yes, we learned about this on Saturday at the last review, but then we're going to conclude it tonight. This is the power of creative cooperation, right? If you learn how to synergize, there is nobody that you cannot win over. If you learn how to synergize, your family, your marriage, your relationships will be better. If we learn how to synergize, there will be no need for most of the court cases that we have to battle with. And that is the truth. Most of the problems, or let me say many of the problems that we experience in this world, are due to the lack of synergy. People who just want to have their ways, people who don't want to see things from the other person's point of view. So this is actually something that we all should learn. In the previous review, we talked about synergy in family, synergy in business, synergy in communication, synergy in our relationships, in different aspects of life. So here is the third alternative, and it is still talking about synergy, right? In order for us to effectively understand the power of synergy when it comes to communication, let us take this scenario, right? There is this husband who has been planning a vacation for the family. He has been planning it all year and he's so excited about it. His sons are so excited about it and they were really looking forward to it, right? But then the wife comes up to say, oh, I really want to spend this vacation time with my mother. My mother has been ill for some time now, and she lives like 250 miles away. So I really don't buy into this vacation thing, right? Let me just go and see my mom. But the husband becomes confused, like, what do you mean? We've been planning this vacation for like 1 year now. The boys are going to be disappointed. Everybody's going to be traumatized. Even if you force them to go to your mother's place, they are not going to enjoy, their stay there, and they are just going to be problematic. They're going to throw tantrum and all of that. So they start arguing back and forth, right? That, oh, let me go. No, why do you want to go? You can go at another time. And the wife says, oh, what if my mom is no longer here? She's ill. What if she doesn't leave to see that other time? And the husband also makes an argument. Oh, but your sister is there. She's caring for her. So they go back and forth over this, right? Now, the normal thing that would happen is that, okay, they'll reach a compromise. Maybe somebody would have to give in to the stand of the other person. Maybe the husband might say, okay, have your way, no problem. Let's go to your mother. Let's go to your mother. Whatever comes out of you, that is it. Everybody's going to be miserable and all of that, except you. You are the only one that, but let's go. Let's just dance to your tune. That is one thing that can happen. Another thing that can happen is for the wife to say, okay, no problem, no problem. I'm really just tired of this complaining and nagging and everything. Let's go for the vacation. But then she knows in her heart that if anything happens to the mother, if for any reason the mother does not make it through that illness, she's going to live with the guilt for the rest of her life, and she will never forgive her husband for not giving her the chance to see her mom for the last time. So these are the common things that can happen in such a scenario. But here is a third alternative. This alternative does not see things from your own end, and it doesn't see the other person as wrong. The third alternative is synergy. And this is where open and effective communication, comes in. Now, nobody is reaching any compromise. Nobody is giving in to the other person's stand just like that, just forcefully or grudgingly, right? Everybody comes to the table. Okay, this vacation is important. We've been planning it for a while. We've even paid for the hotel. We've paid for boat ride. We've paid for this. At the same time, okay, your mom is ailing. She's been sick. We don't even know if we say, oh, maybe the next vacation we should go and see her. What if God has called her home by that time? So they analyze all the facts on ground. Both of them are open. Remember, when you're synergizing, you are not coming with a closed mind to say, this is what I'm going to do. No, your mind is open. Remember the principle of empathic listening. You want to, first of all, understand. before you seek to be understood, right? You want a win-win situation. These are some of the principles that you need to combine if you want to synergize. You must have a win-win mentality that, see, I'm not seeking my own way, right? And I am not quick to talk. I'm not listening to this person with the intent to reply or preparing my reply while this person is talking. I really want to see how we can truly reach a solution, right? That is synergy. And so in the case of this husband and wife, they may now come to a conclusion that, okay, why don't we do it this way? Let's go for the vacation now because we have planned so many things. Or better still, let's change the venue of the vacation to a place that is closer to your mother's house, so that while we are there, we can also go and see her. Or let us go for the vacation, and then maybe like 2 weeks after the vacation, you can spend one weekend with your mom. I'll take care of the home. I'll take care of the boys. It will be my full responsibility. I can even pay somebody to come and help us at home so that I can spend time with your mom. You see, if they communicate this way, everybody is going to be happy at the end of the day. That is win-win. Nobody will feel grudges that, oh, you forced me into this. It is an open and effective communication, right? You sincerely seek to understand the other person. In this kind of marriage, it is almost impossible for the relationship to deteriorate. It is almost impossible for the love that existed between both of them to turn sour. It is almost impossible for them to land in courts battling divorce, right? Because both of them have this win-win mentality. They exercise empathic listening, and they synergize out of the place of understanding. Look at so many court cases that happen between husband and wives. It is because people don't want to listen. Everybody feels, oh, I'm right, you are wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, right? This habit 6 has proven that even in your business, you can win your clients over. In your marriage, you can win your spouse over. You can win your worst enemy over. When people see that, truly, you want to understand them. You really want them also to win. You're just not after your own interest. They will dance to whatever song you are playing. And that is the truth. So even though we're talking about synergy is meant to be a positive thing, right? But there is also negative synergy. People want to have their way. So what do? There is so much rivalry. They backbite, they gossip, they use magnifying glasses on people's mistakes and errors. And all of that is negative synergy. They want to communicate, but how are they doing it? They are doing it forcefully. They want to take it at all costs. They have this dichotomy, either or mentality. Either you win, I lose, or you lose, I win. Either we do it this way or we do it that way. No, that is not synergy. Synergy is oneness. Synergy is unity. Synergy is cooperation. You see things from my point of view, I see things from your own point of view, right? So there are people who think that they're synergizing, but what they're exercising is negative synergy. Negative synergy. The problem is that highly dependent people are trying to succeed in an interdependent reality. They tell you that, oh, it's a win-win situation, don't worry, I'm in it for you. But no, in their hearts, they're actually not in support of you or whatever you're saying. They are not willing to understand you, even though they may say it. So it is not a matter of lip service. People can see through you if you are journeying right. Insecure people think that all reality should be amended to their paradigms. If you want to synergize, you must come down from your own high horse. You must unlearn what you think that you are bringing to the table and all of that, and have an open mind to talk to the other party. Don't feel insecure, right? If they don't agree with you, okay. If you don't reach a win-win situation, at least have a no-deal situation so that no party feels slighted, right? There's so many couples who exercise negative synergy between each other. They rub shoulders, there's so much conflict and all of that, things like that. So we must learn to value our differences. Valuing the differences is the essence of synergy. Nobody is the same. No two people are the same, rather. Even you and your siblings, you are not the same. Even two identical twins. Even identical twins are not the same. They are different in some ways, right? If they are not different emotionally, they're different mentally or academically or, in their thoughts, there'll still be something, even though they're identical. If you look at them physically, you'll be able to pinpoint some differences. That is the truth. So how much more now relating with other people? People from different backgrounds, different families that we just meet at our places of work, or somebody entirely different that you get married to, right? Even though the Bible says when you come together, you have become one, right? But don't forget that you're coming from different backgrounds. You have been raised by different parents and all of that. So let us try to value our differences, right? This is the essence of synergy, the mental, emotional, psychological differences between people. And the key to valuing those differences is to realize that all people see the world not as the world is, but as they are. We see the world through our upbringing, through our own lenses. I may see the world as round. You may see it as spherical. Another person may see it as triangular. Is that really what the world is? No, but that is the way I see it. That is the way you see it, right? So if you really want to be effective, if you want to be an effective person, you must have the humility and the reverence to recognize that people are different from you, right? So don't look at them as wrong. Don't look at them as crazy or not knowing what they are doing. They know what they are doing. Because the same way you think they don't know what they are doing is the same thing that they think of you. But when we value our differences that, hey, we are not all the same, then we can synergize, we can cooperate. You can tender your own point of view, I can tender mine, and then we work towards a common force, right? Sociologist Scott Lewin developed a force field analysis. He said that anytime we're able to reach a performance, right, we're at the level of performance, there's usually this equilibrium, a balance between the driving forces that encourage upward movements, that encourage us to do things right, things to go our way. And there are also restraining forces that discourage these things that we want to do. So every time in life, we are fighting between two forces, right? Driving forces. We want to do the right thing. We want to be logical. We want to make sense. We want to have our way. But there are also restraining forces that are saying, no, you are not going anywhere. For example, in your family, maybe your family members are entrenched in a kind of win-lose or lose-win or lose-lose mentality. But you have read this book. Now you understand that you must play win-win, right? Now you're trying to change their mentality, to change this paradigm that they really hold on to. Now you want to use driving forces, you want to be logical, you want to deposit into your emotional bank account, you really want them to see things from your point of view. But there will be driving forces that will counter all that you're trying to do. They will not believe you because they see you as one. After all, we all grew up together. Even though you're trying to be humble, you're trying to show them respect, you're trying to be generous and kind towards them, there will be restraining forces. And this applies to every area of life as well, not just in our families. Maybe at work, you believe that, oh, we can collaborate, we can work together. You're trying to push your driving forces, but there will be restraining forces that will see you as doing too much. What does she think that she's doing? Who does he think that he is? This is an age-long tradition here that you want to change overnight. So they'll try to forfeit to frustrate your efforts, right? But then if you apply this third alternative of synergy, you can win them over through your communication. Don't stop pushing the driving forces. Don't get discouraged to say, well, I've tried for 2 months, I'm giving up. Then you lose at the end of the day, and you also forfeit the chance to win them over. Keep your communication open. Let them see things from your point of view, right? Let them know that you're actually there for their own win as well. Create a new level of thinking. If you do that long enough, it is only a matter of time. They are going to see things from your perspective. Their brains, their minds are going to open up to see that, oh, you are not doing all that you are doing for your own selfish interest. And if they see that in spite of all their restraining forces, you are still being your authentic self, you are still genuine, you can win them over. There is this story here about a developer who had a very messy court case with a bank who wouldn't give him more funds to complete his real estate project. It was really getting messy until Stephen Covey stepped in to say, you know what, would you mind, giving me a chance to talk to these bank officials? Let us see if we can have a roundtable talk to discuss this. Both parties were closed-minded at the beginning. They didn't want to listen to each other, in spite of the fact that the developer did not have funds to push his project. He had to cough out money to drive his court case. The bank too was spending a lot of money, right? You see how sometimes we should change ourselves. What communication can solve, we spend unnecessary money on it. We go through unnecessary heartache, headaches, and all of that, just because everybody is trying to display some form of ego, pride. Oh, I'm not going to give in and all of that. He was able to settle it. And at the end of the day, both parties were happy. The court case was cancelled. The power of communication, the power of synergy, the power of cooperation, right? And if we look at it, all nature is synergistic. Ecology is a word which basically describes the synergism in nature. Everything you see in nature has some form of wholeness, some form of unity, cooperation, right, amongst them. So even though we're all different, we all have different parts, there are different systems and everything, but everything works together for the good of human beings, for the good of everybody, for nature and all of that, because all nature is synergistic. The sun cannot say, oh, I'm the sun, I have no business with the moon and all of that. They will not have anything like day. So when you look at nature in parts, you will also see it as a whole. That is the power of synergy. And don't also forget that you can be synergistic within yourself. It is called intrapersonal synergy. Before you can express this interpersonally in your relationships amongst people, you yourself must be synergistic within. You must not feel insecure. You must be cool-headed. You must be calm within. Not you being reactive to every situation. Not you being anxious or agitated at every little thing. Somebody is rude to you, you quickly want to react. So it starts from within. The beginning of this book talks about inside out. Whatever you think that you want to dish out to other people must start with you. If it is not inside you, then you cannot express it outwardly. That is the truth. You can pretend to do so, but it is not sustainable. It will not last. Before you know it, people can see through you that you are fake. You are just pretending. So if you want to exercise synergy, let it come from within. Start working on yourself. If you are the type who like complaining, who like nagging, you like to stand on your own viewpoints, you don't want to agree with people, start changing that. Right. It must start from you. Don't be too quick to talk. If you are the type who don't know how to listen to people, you always want to hear your own views. We've talked about empathic listening, empathic communication. First of all, seek to understand, then to be understood. When people see that you understand them, then they will be open to you, right? You don't have to take insults personally. That is one way to cultivate synergy from within. If somebody is rude to you, if somebody insults you, you have a choice to sidestep negative energy, to overlook them and move on. You have that choice. You can choose to respond to them and get your mood messed up for the entire day. It is absolutely your choice. There are some people that will be like, oh, do you know who I am? I can't let you go. If you do that, the person will delay, the person will spoil your mood, and maybe the person will not even take it to heart. You are not the cause of the problem, but you be the one to carry the burden all through the day. Sometimes for your entire, life, you are carrying that bitterness around, right? It means that you have no synergy on the inside. You can also look for the good in other people. If somebody is rude to you, you can make excuses for them. Oh, maybe he's in a bad mood today. Oh, maybe she woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Or maybe she's just not, in her right frame of mind today. And then you walk away. That way you've saved yourself the headache of another person. You don't have to carry other people's burden. If somebody is rude to you, that is not your fault. Why must you be the one to bear that burden? No. So you can see the good in things, you can see things differently, you can improve your point of view, you can change your perspective about other people. You can exercise the courage in interdependent situations to be open, to express ideas, to express your feelings, your experiences in a way that will encourage other people to be open as well. You can choose to be polite. So synergy has to come from within. You can value the differences in other people. Know that no two persons are the same, right? You can disagree with people without insulting them. You can say, okay, fine. Oh, I see things from your point of view. Oh, okay. That's the way you look at it. Simple. But sometimes you really want to prove a point. You want to prove that you are right. There are no wrongs. There are no rights. It depends on the way you see things. That is the truth. Sometimes we argue and argue and argue. And the argument leads to nowhere. Because the way I see things will never change. Except I choose to change it from within. And I cannot force you to change the way you see things as well. Right. When you see only two alternatives, that is your alternative and the wrong alternative, you can look for a synergistic third alternative. There is almost always a third alternative. And if you work with a win-win philosophy and really seek to understand, you usually can find a solution that will be better for everyone concerned. Right. We've come to the end of Habit 6. We're almost done with this book. Wow. Thank you so much for joining me on tonight's review. Don't forget to like this video, share your comments with me, and please subscribe to this channel in case you are yet to subscribe. I remain Olaide Agbaje, also known as First Lady. And on this channel, I inspire you to live intentionally. We'll come together again tomorrow by God's grace as we review Habit 7. That is the last habit that we're going to be reviewing, although it's not the last chapter, right? Still have some things after it. So Habit 7 says, sharpen the soul. These are the principles of balanced self-renewal. There's going to be another interesting review. Until then, be intentional. Bye. Amen, amen, amen. You're welcome, everybody. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.